Alright, what's up everybody and welcome back. I am Pig and we're watching Serral's stream. That's right, Serral is going to be playing and we're going to be watching first person view. This is from his stream video from just 2 or 3 days ago where he had a big ladder session playing against the very best the EU ladder has to offer. If you're one of the best players in the world, it's hard to get good practice, but when all the top players see Serral turning his stream on and playing ladder, they get excited. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be casting this first person view, and as you could see, Clem was only about 150 MMR behind Serral on the ladder. Serral is still dominating ladder on his streamer account, Sepasui. I'm not sure if he plays this account off stream much at all, but it is still by far the highest MMR on the ladder. Well, not by far anymore. It used to be about 500 MMR ahead of second place. These days, Clem, Maxpax, and Rainer are all very hot on his tails. So Clem, we know, has been dominating recently, but he hasn't laddered Terran at all. He's only been playing Terran in tournaments from what I've heard and in custom games. But the fact that Serral's played ladder, Clem has finally got back on his Terran ladder account and said, you know what, let's take rank 1 off him. So we have a bunch of games they've played on the ladder in a row. I'm not sure how many it is. I think it's 3 or 4 games. And let's see what Serral can do, because he got beat pretty bad by Clem at Home Story Cup and the World Championship, EWC, the 2 big recent tournaments they played. Let's see what he's got in store. It's going to be ley lines. Top right for Serral, bottom left for Clem. It's a hatch gas pool opening, completely standard opening. Little detail there. This is going to be a very nerdy cast, by the way, not all hype. He went to place an Evo chamber. He does that because the Evo chamber shows up as the exact same size as the spawning pool and it costs less money. So when he's at about 150 minerals and he's already moving the drone into position to place the building, he just wants to make sure his mouse is in exactly the right position. So he'll go build Evo, hover where his mouse wants to be, then he'll go cancel, and then he'll go build spawning pool. For a normal person, not really worth your APM to do that. If you've got 400 APM like Clem here, it doesn't cost him anything. It just makes sure he doesn't delay that spawning pool by even a fraction of a second and it's placed just right. All right, guys, so we've got Overlord goes across the map, second Overlord out front the natural. Interestingly, he's moving it very far forward. And there we go. He sees an SCV come in. So Clem is scouting. And let's turn this audio up, see if we can catch some of Serral's live commentary as he's going. Most of what you're going to hear is his keyboard and the occasional, oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, this is so bad. That's usually what we expect when we watch Clem against Serral. Really, Serral's stream in general. Any tiny mistake that happens, he's just going to be like, ah, things are going bad, man. Okay, Reaper comes in. Nice, nice, nice. He's got to pull back. So you see, he pulled back using the bottom wireframe over here to select the weak circlings and then sends the other one forward. That time he clicked on screen to do it. Top pros usually use a mixture of mechanics these days. In any situation, they're incredibly fluid. I remember in the old days, pretty much everyone would program themselves to always do very set things in every circumstance. Like if there was any circumstance you might come across, you'd always respond a certain way. I remember once Serral and his generation started coming up and the guys even, you could almost call like Clem and Rainer slightly after his generation. Every time I've talked to them, I've always found out that their systems are very fluid, right? I'd always be like, oh, in this situation, I noticed your Vipers are on control group 2, but in this other situation, your Vipers are on control group 4. And Serral will be like, it just felt better. Like, it's often, there's a lot of, the pace they play at is so bloody fast. It's almost like there's a lot of semi-conscious decision-making, a lot of just like pattern recognition and doing things that just feel right for the players. There's this deep intuition for what they want to be doing at each stage of the game. Now, Clem's Reaper is famously annoying, which is why the Lings are waiting in there. He wants to try and surround it. He's also denying scouting by keeping those Lings back, because if the Reaper goes in, it'll die. It won't get to scout the gas. Nobody talks about Rainer anymore. Kind of weird. People do talk about Rainer. Rainer's very good. Rainer's very, very good. He lost to Hero, who had the best tournament of his life in the World Championship. And unfortunately, he dropped a single series to Hero Marine, and then 1 series to, I believe it was Serral at Home Story Cup. And because only the top 2 go from out in each group, that best of 3 he lost to Hero Marine's 8 racks builds was all it took. And Rainer has famously had trouble with 8 racks for a long time because he plays his best StarCraft when he plays greedy, not safe. Okay, so the Overlord comes in. He's trying to confirm if it's Hellion Banshee or if it's a 2-1-1 afterwards. And he sees extra Hellions, so he knows that this is a Banshee build most likely. Hasn't seen a Viking or a Liberator yet, so it's almost certainly going to be Hellion Banshee.
This base my creeps nicer on this side.
It's really hard to ever
That
hear.
is a really bad supply block, holy.
Serral,
Again, 74, that's the number today, I guess.
74 is the supply block of today. Serral's really frustrated. He very rarely gets supply block. Dark would not be annoyed at all. That's just standard practice for him. Serral is a player, though, who likes everything to be perfect. He's only got a few lings. I think he's done... Actually, a lot more lings are out front. There we go. Good intercept. Notice, guys, he has queens on control group 2 and 4. So 4 queens on one side, 4 queens on the other side. Actually, oh no, it's 3 queens on each, but he has an overlord on each group ready to morph into overseer the moment his lair's finished. So well prepared ahead of time. Lings pulling back. Hellions though, man, without the queens that he needs. Queens here to help out. Lings on their own can't deal with the Hellions. Extra queen pops out. Pretty good handling so far, I gotta say. He did build a lot of Zerglings, but he only loses, I think, 2 drones there. 1 to the Banshee, 1 to the Hellions. That's pretty damn good defense. Double Evo, though, is pretty late. You can see he's kind of frantically throwing the Evo down.
Do that, but ended up being reasonably expensive in the end.
That ended up being reasonably expensive in the end. I think he's talking about it being expensive for Clem, because losing all those Hellions is not cheap.
That Ling number, it would have been easy killings. But
ah, okay, no, he's saying it's expensive. He thought with so many Zerglings it would be easy killings on the Hellions, but Clem's micro was too good and actually stopped him from getting the surround that he wanted. Also, because the queens got pulled south to defend the 4th base from getting cancelled, this one down there, that 4th base being defended by the queens is what opened up those Hellions to run in, and the queens from the north just took a long time to get back down. So if there was one mistake there, it would have been that. He just stop commanded his drones. Little shaky from Serral here.
He had 8 Hellions. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention, to be honest.
He's still calculating that last fight. He's still saying 8 Hellions, you know. I don't know if it's worth it or not. He's still so, like, in his head trying to figure out where he is in the game. And this is something high-level players do a lot more. Average Joes just do things. But top pros will always think, am I ahead or am I behind after that trade? Do I need to be extra safe? Or if I'm a bit ahead, I can build 5 more drones than normal. If I'm a bit behind, I might build 5 less drones, have more army to make sure I can shut down this next push. That's what Serral's actively kind of calculating. And since he's become such a good streamer in the last couple of years, he's even thinking out loud and actually saying it out loud, which is really cool. Okay, Banshees are up north, but he has a Spore ready on the 5th to defend it. He knows that these hatcheries getting sniped is often where Clem runs away with games and series and just wins. He's done that a bunch of times against Solar recently, another very defensive Zerg. But you can tell Serral is so well prepared for it. And that Spore takes out the Banshee. Banshee turns to fight the Spore. Does win the fight.
Oh my god, why am I just not clearing this location out, to be honest? One Widow, 2 more.
Why am I not clearing this location out, to be honest? There's just one Widow Mine. Serral's realized he's doing running back and forth there. He was giving too much respect because he was distracted by the Banshees. So that's Serral realizing, dude, what am I doing? Like, I should be respreading creep here. I should just A-move this, push him back, set off the Widow Mine, and get control of the map. Because he spent so long doing that, now he's on the back foot. Now Clem's in front of him, and he is not happy with his position. But he's not being patient this time. He just shoves over the top, takes one bad Widow Mine hit. But he did dislodge Clem, which is kind of nice. He's got the Hydra tech coming in. The Hydra should be coming out. If he can get a bunch of Hydras on both sides and stop any of these drops getting into the back, that would be good. If the drops get in the back of his base, that's where Clem's going to be a menace with his multitasking. But it is risky for Clem to do that. Clem's going to do it. He's going to dive past the top now. Yeah, he's got a full medevac up above behind the 5th base. Spore Crawler's going to take out the Banshee in the main. Good handling. He does hit a big supply block on 156. It's not that big. He's not got that much money. But Serral, he knows there's not much room for error when you're dealing with Clem's multi-pronged biomine. Sorry for the visual quality, by the way, guys. This is the highest quality we have, but I don't think his bitrate is high enough to stop it from fragmenting a little bit with how fast he plays. That drop almost went down to the north. The Spore Crawler really helped, did a lot of damage there. He's also got a Spore in the top left of his main, so he's kind of pincered that northern drop. Queens are going to tank a little bit. Queens have plenty of hit points. They can transfuse each other as well. Marines come in trying to snipe him. Oh, Clem focuses a Baneling. Not enough Lingbane Hydra in the south to defend. You can see the way he's trying to get enough units. He does have 5 mineral lines up. He's playing this style really well. He's got the drop down. The problem is that his creep control is so small, and he can see a Sense of Terror on the 4th, which tells you, Clem has a 4th up and established at this point. Is it full of mining? Is it 80 workers? Is he building more command centers? Or is he just massing units and trying to kill us? We're not quite sure. But Serral did defend the Hellion Banshee well, and I think looking at where things are in his supply, I think this is clear evidence that Serral won the early game by building so many Zerglings to defend the 8 Hellion.
Oh my god, I lost every Bailing on that side to those Marines. Now I don't actually might lose the game here.
I love it. Serral has the same reaction I. He thought he lost every baneling there on the south because he wasn't watching during the fight and he looked back. I do that all the time, but for me it's because I'm legitimately bad. Where he went, oh, I lost every baneling, and then he went, oh wait, did I? And he kind of, you could see him take stock of the situation and realize, no, he misread it. He actually didn't lose all of his banelings. His army just got a bit separated, and his lings ran a little further in front. But because he felt like he was surprised by that engagement going on in the south, he thought he hadn't been watching it for like 5 or 10 seconds. In actual time, it was probably 1 second he wasn't watching, maybe 2 seconds when he was unaware of it. But even 2 seconds for a pro gamer feels like, oh my god, I could have missed so much in that time. Okay, Marines in the south, Lingbane, Hydra in the north as well. He's going to go for a surround. He forces the pickup, which means he can blow up that base. There's nothing defending the southern base, but if he can defend his 5th and kill Clem's 4th, this could be game winning. Okay, Banelings are going to take out the base. He takes out the southern base. He's going to kill the 5th command center as well. That's massive. Clem building a command center on the front line. Super dangerous move and a massive mistake. I was talking about this with Lambo a lot. The only weakness with stopping guys like Clem getting to late game is you need to stop those command centers. You've got to punish those command centers getting built on the front, because that's the one thing that they can't just lift off or fly away with, like with their bio. Hydra's gunning down more units, cleans up the north, defends his 5 base, has a 6 base in the south. Clem GG.
Win that in the end, actually.
I win that in the end, actually. Yeah, dude.
Start was so good, I think.
Yes, the start was really good, apparently.
I did a really bad job of droning up, like I could have went higher here for sure.
Okay, so when he says he did a bad job of droning, what he means is if he just A-moved over that southern army, like he had enough army here to just A-move that, he could have respread creep a lot more here and squeezed in another 5 to 10 drones. He was only at 76 drones. He thought he could have got to 80 or 85. But remember, in real time, we were listening to him. He wasn't sure if he was ahead or behind because he felt like building, I think he built like 24 Zerglings, maybe 22. He thought that's a lot of Zerglings to build on top of 9 queens. 9 queens and 24 Zerglings is a lot. And he thought, man, and I still took 1 or 2 drone losses, lost every Zergling to the Hellions. He didn't feel good about that. But you got to realize the Banshees killed 1 drone. The Hellions killed 1 drone. It was actually a really good trade. And it took him only now in the replay looking back, where what he's doing is a process you guys should absolutely do if you play StarCraft, where you basically say, I have an idea of where I was in the game while I was live playing. And as soon as you rewind, hit that rewind button at the end, you try to compare your perception of what was happening in real time with all the stress and the multitasking with what actually happened. And what Serral's doing right now with this absolutely nightmare fuel freeze frame here. Oh my god, what is that? What is that? Oh my lord. He's trying to basically close the gap between the real-time perception and what was actually happening in the game. And if you do this consistently, you improve your understanding and feeling of where you are in the game to such a high level. I got to take a screenshot of this. This is is that the thumbnail right there, guys?
Actually, that was just a nice spot, to be honest. It was just okay. Also forgot to add gases.
Forgot to add gases, yeah. Yeah, he just quickly passes the information.
Sub-gift, Animus Gifter.
Just quickly passes the information, does Serral, and just kind of gets straight back into the ladder. Pros will do that where they're just looking for a few key metrics to see what they were a bit late on, look for the little corrections, things they can improve for future games, and they go, okay, actually I was ahead there. Next time I build that many Zerglings and I kill all the Hellions with minimal drone losses to the Hellion Banshee, I am ahead. Let's drone a bit harder. He's also thought, let's clean up the biomine on the south earlier. Don't over-respect Clem. Don't play scared. Don't do that thing where you just keep letting him pick off units and delay your creep. If you have enough units to overwhelm, force him to pick up and fly a good way back. And then you can get the damage. And he also forgot his extra gases a bit later. Let's get into it. It's a rematch immediately on Abyssal Reef. Let's go.
Same player.
What was fascinating there is he played a very normal game, guys. Now, I've always said over the last few months, Serral can't keep up with Clem in a normal game. Clem just, if you try to play Ling Bane, Clem just gets too much damage, finds his way in. But Serral, I think, has basically said, no, let's go back to that normal style. that normal game, and let's just get better at it. And if he has a good enough start, he can make it work. Funnily enough, he said he could have droned up better. I actually think sitting on 76 workers, having a bit more army to shut down the drops and use that to respread the creep a little bit more might actually be a more consistent play against Clem than droning up to 80, 85. I mean, I think if he got like 4 or 5 more drones, I'm okay with it. But I think if he went like 10 more drones to 85, I think he'd be so low on army, even off of that good start, it would be hard to keep up with like the multi-prong. And if you're ever a bit too low on units, and Clem can just hang on the edge of creep like that, running in, picking off queens, picking off creep tumors, picking off units, pulling back, you just end up in this position where Clem just...
last time around.
Clem picks off way too many units. Let's see what Serral says.
Pretty close to losing to the Hellions last time around. I didn't even move my react with my queens because I was sure I was gonna able to defend it with like 24 links or so.
It was 24 lings, yeah. So he's saying he was sure he'd be able to defend with 24 lings, so he was slow to pull the extra queen squad down. And that's exactly what we said. So you can tell even in this early game, because he's just doing a build order, he's like still processing that last game. If you're playing in a tournament, this is bad practice. You should not still be thinking about the past game. You should really try to like take an extra minute break and figure that out as quickly as possible. But you can see when it's on ladder, there's no money on the line. The players are much more focused on like learning and getting lessons from every single game. And that's what I love to see here from Serral.
Let's take this base for the good old time's sake.
I'm mad he's not in the room with the trophies behind him. I do miss the trophies as well, guys. For those who don't know, Serral, pretty much all of our other first-person view casts of him, he's had his trophy case with like 7 trophies on it behind him, including multiple world championships.
Oops.
Hey, he loses a Zergling. You know what? Serral's grown, guys. He's matured. Old Serral would have said, "Ah, disgusting. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Why am I so bad? What am I doing?" Instead, he just said, "Oops," for losing a Zergling to the Reaper. He's learning to accept tiny mistakes.
Okay, never mind. I'm just taking it now.
Alright, he's going to try and take the third now as the Reapers come in. Evo block, dude. Everyone's... I play friggin' 4.8k players on the ladder who start doing that Evo block. That Evo block is so popular now. Serral's going to have to take his third on the other side. That third is in such a weird position. But you know what? It's actually kind of awesome.
Not meaning a good.
It's hard to defend against the Hellion Banshee Lib, but that hatchery on the right side has actually got a very big open field in front, so frontal pushes might be a little weak. The problem is, if there's a tank push on that northern ridge line, you look at the minimap on that far northern ridge line, if there's a tank above his third, that's going to be a real problem. So I think he might even take that fourth base on the top of the map and just try to like really dominate that side of the map. Oh my god, Clem! Stop microing so well, you bag of poo head. Oh my god, he immediately jumps back up the ramp to try and kill another Zergling. Oh, dude, that's got to be frustrating. They just juke, they jive, and they friggin' keep on dodging the links around. Serral unable to get the links around. His third base has already been delayed, but it is a 2-Rex Reaper. Terran Command Center is also delayed. Let's see if we can catch what Serral's saying there. Headphone warning. No, I don't think we're going to get it.
Let's see what he's doing. Maybe this base was a mistake after all.
He's saying this base was a mistake after all. Ah, okay. He's not happy with his base location, guys. He's not happy with that third base location. Sees a starport coming in. That starport is timed out for this to be a 2-on-1 follow-up. It's pretty fast, though, actually. Could it be Banshee? Feels like it's too late for Banshee, but it feels like it's too early for 3cc 2-on-1. Would Clem actually have gone...
This setup to see how bad of an idea this is.
He might have just gone factory, then third command center, then starport. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think it's just going to be a double marine drop. Probably hits at about 550. Oops. It's already a lot of marines out. Good scouting for Serral. Yeah, it is a very quick third command center. Okay, so it is just 3cc 211 after the 2 ranks Reaper.
Yeah.
Serral does not have a lot of drones right now. I mean, the third base is only just landing for Terran, but still, Serral has built an abundance of Lings. I think he's doing a Ling Bane all-in. Yeah, this is an all-in. He basically says, this third's a mistake. I'm going to take a fourth as a macro hatch. I'm just going to inject Mass Ling Bane and go for it. He wants the Marines to hit him. Uh-oh. Does he have enough to defend?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But I was buried off.
Oh, he's just not quite ready. His timing's not there. His timing is not there, guys. The Queens and the Zerglings fighting in a pretty bad position. He will be able to defend. Banelings are going. Can he do it? He clicks on the barracks, trying to set off just the right number of Banelings. The reason he clicked on the barracks is to make sure the Banelings detonated in the middle where they would surround both. Oh, Ling just shot his own barracks. That Baneling there is going to get shot down by the tank. There are Lings in the third. Queens defend the medevacs. Dude, there's not much production. Clem played very greedy, and he lost a lot of Marines. He's got the double drop coming back. That's his one chance of saving this.
Didn't think that would work.
I didn't think that would work either.
I was even a bit too late.
He thought he was a bit too late with it?
I went to the right side first. I think I could have already hit at this point.
Yeah, he thinks he could have hit already at this point. So with this build, the idea is you want to hit it right now. As they're entering on creep, you want your Banelings already be clicked on those depots so you can bust in when almost all of his army is on the wrong side of the map. Because every second that goes by is the tank gets closer to be done, more Marines get out, and all this sort of stuff. But with no wall off on the high ground, so no backup wall off for a tank to siege up behind, and all this sort of stuff, he's able to just get in there.
Actually a pretty nasty strat.
2-0. I thought we were going to see Serral get scraped off the floor by Clem. I thought Clem was going to flatten him. But maybe a bit lower pressure on the ladder. Maybe he's actually playing better StarCraft, and throwing out an intuitive build like that was actually awesome. All right, guys. Game 3 in a row. These are all back-to-back games, by the way.
King's Cove.
This is a big map, King's Cove. Giant map. Ghost got nerfed. Serral might be willing to play late game here. In my experience, though, Neon Violet Square, King's Cove, and even to a certain extent Abyssal Reef, these maps are so big and so old. Proxies are hard to find. Run-bys and drops can sneak across because the map is so huge. I feel like there's a lot of games where things go pear-shaped, and you can go to a super turtley macro game and play late game, but more often than not, I feel like people are surprising each other and catching each other off. Because these maps are so big, I actually feel like there's so much variance on them. Just because you can kind of hide so much BS and your army can sneak across.
Hydra heavy here.
He wants to play Hydra heavy. Okay.
I think some sort of mass lurker style.
Mass lurker. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think Nidusing in the back is going to be really powerful on this map, but also I think creep is huge. It's a chore to cover this map in creep, but if you can get enough creep out there, it could be big. I personally would love to see Mutalisks. I think Mutalisks are amazing on a map like this. Like if there's a chance to get Mutalisks up, this is the map for it. Why is he not going Mutas? Because he's playing Clem, and Clem... Rainer made it work a few times, right? Right after EWC in some really exciting matches they played. I think those were those in team leagues or something? I'm trying to remember what tournament it was. They played some amazing matches, but they were kind of catching Clem off guard.
Far on this map, which is fairly annoying, but it's okay.
It's a 40-second rush distance.
So my base is gonna be extremely late.
Oh, he's saying if he blocks my base, it's gonna be extremely late.
Take the ultra bases too happily.
The other base is way too far out of the way. Yeah, he's like, I can't take. You can take the low ground base. You can take the fourth on the low ground potentially, if he blocks you. But I feel like Clem's just going to play greedy and not scout. Like we haven't seen an SCV yet. It should have already arrived if he was scouting after barracks. So yeah, Clem's going to be greedy on the bigger map.
Pretty fast on this map, which is extremely annoying, to say at very least.
Let's hear that again.
Reaper actually gets there pretty fast on this map, which is extremely annoying.
Ah, so even though it's a 40-second rush distance, because the Reaper can take shortcuts by jumping up and down the cliffs, it actually gets there a lot faster than any other unit can get across the map. And it's 2 ranks Reaper again. Heavy pressure opening. Guys, remember, Serral is already rank 1. Clem needs to not just win these 2 games, he's going to need to win a few games after that to knock Serral off his pedestal. I love that in tournaments, Clem started beating him, but you see here on the ladder, and Serral's just like untouchable. Interesting, inject first, no creep tumor. Oh, because he doesn't have the drone at the 3rd. I thought he snuck a drone to the 3rd. Did he lose that drone, guys? Or am I crazy? Did he just not end up sending it? I'm not sure. That's something that I missed. It's a bit too far to rewind now. But looks like he's just accepting. Maybe he pulled it back when he saw the 2nd barracks. Oh, he's gonna sneak the low ground middle base, is he? Yeah, look at that. He's gonna sneak behind the Reapers. Look at that! The drone sneaking all the way around the front to come in behind the Reapers to take that base. That's so cute. Beautiful spore trick. Oh, he's gonna lose at least 2 drones though. Oh my gosh, pull back. Good pull back. I think he might have only lost 1. This is a big Reaper commitment though.
For free.
If he cancels the spore, he can get the base
for
up.
no reason as well. For a reason would be actually. 2 very.
Let's see what Serral's analysis was there.
I'm losing so much here.
I'm losing so much.
2 workers for free. It's really bad. For no reason as well.
A worker for free for no reason at all.
For a reason would be actually. I would accept it, but for no reason it's just like absolutely unacceptable.
He's saying it's so unacceptable because there's no reason. Dude, Clem made 4 Reapers off 2 barracks. And Serral lost 1 drone and he is like unreasonably mad. He's saying it's unacceptable because there's no reason. You know, he said like, if there was a reason I can accept it, but with no reason, this Reaper ledge is insane by the way on this map. This Reaper ledge is wild. Oh, the Reapers are getting out of control. Clem, he's doing a lot right now. A lot of Lings are waiting on the low ground. Oh.
Severe damage there taken for no reason.
Some more damage for no reason. Serral has officially entered Tilt Town, guys. He's up 2-0 in these ladder maps. But I'm telling you, he is very unhappy right now.
Over to me.
And honestly, he probably should have got a creep tumor connecting the bases. Because he didn't get that creep spread into the main early, it made it a bit harder to defend. Now he's got the creep in the main covering closer to the ledge.
Out, I guess.
If he had that earlier, it might have been good. But right now, he's seething.
Creep Aether.
I think he probably lost 3 drones, guys. Yeah, about there. But it was a lot of mining time as well. Multiple pulls on all the drones in his main. And his 3rd's massively delayed. This is a really big problem. Clem's probably over there saying this guy defends way too well. I wouldn't be surprised.
That would have been game ending.
Clem's like, normally I win with those Reapers, man. What's wrong with this guy? Why is he so good?
It's gonna be a rough first medivacs.
It's going to be rough first medivacs. Serral's played really greedy, guys.
Ideally, I would have already catched him mid-air, but...
I would have already caught him mid-air, ideally. Okay, he sees it now. Ah, the Marines are already unloaded, though.
Push on, why does he have only 1 of those flying things?
Trying to delay it from unloading, but it doesn't look like it's actually loaded because he's just walked the Marines across the map.
It's a Hellbat push.
Oh, it's a Hellbat push. You're just dead. You don't have a Baneling Nest. He went double upgrades. He skipped Baneling Nest or Roachhorn. He's so screwed. Serral has very few Queen energy. He's going to try and surround the Marines, but the Hellbats have just eviscerated them. Oh, toasty. Very nice Hellbat timing here, and it counters Serral's build very well. Serral's going to survive, maybe? I'm surprised, man. I did not think he was going to survive there. How are you still alive?
Man can wish.
I don't know if he is, though. The next wave is still very scary, and combat shields could be here any moment as well. Serral, you're a freak. His 1-1's on the way. He's gotten away with the 1-1 opening.
Not gonna lie.
That's about as good as he could have hoped for there. Caught with his pants down.
Seconds there if I'm not careful. Jiggly bad, to be honest, not gonna lie.
He says that could... I think he said something like it could have...
seconds there if I'm not careful.
I'm not sure why it went so well. He's basically like, it wasn't that bad. And he's not sure why it wasn't that bad. Because he, like me, feels like he should have been screwed. Oh my gosh, the Widow Mines tries to drag the friendly fire.
Obviously that Widow hits so good as well.
Nice Ling counterattack at the same time. Get those Lings waiting to run in as Clem attacked him. Punishing Clem. for focusing on the front. Really nice move.
Really bad fight. Fighting against Marines is always a death sentence.
Fighting against Marines is always a death sentence. That was a really bad fight. Absolutely.
Some counter
But
pressure here.
because he hasn't had the big bank of queen energy, no transfuses, he's on the back foot. He's playing a low gas style, guys, which means he can't even afford banelings for his counterattacks right now. He's trying to come back by playing mineral heavy.
Tries to do any tricks.
Ling Bane numbers and queen numbers are what keep you alive in Zerg vs Terran. If you're behind, you always want to make sure you stay low on gases and try to focus on the minerals. But he's so far behind on it, he's like, I do need some banelings, so now he's taking these 2 extra gases. That takes him to, I think, 4 gases. I don't think he has any gases on his third. I think it's just Overlord sitting above the extractor. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Big push coming in, guys. Very big push coming in right now. But he forces the pickup, and that Baneling Roland's gone in, but he doesn't have Bane speed. Clem's absolutely going to notice it. And what are we going to get? 1 SCV, maybe? We get the SCV. We get 3 SCVs for 4-5 Banelings. Not a great run by, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. He's trying to spread creep behind the mineral line, which is cute. Oh. He wanted to stop those medevacs rotating up the north because he has very limited anti-air. 4th base is saturated. He wants to go for a big Ling counterattack. I love that Serral's playing more counterattack focus. Absolutely what he needs to do. Because he won't expect this. Yep. I mean,
I can expand yet.
He's going to try and... He can't expand yet. Oh. Good split there. Sets off the Widowmine for a single Zergling. Mass Ling's going to run in. If Clem gets into a corner, it might not do too much. But, oh, he gets in there. He gets in there. Serral playing really good stuff. He gets the Widowmine before it can burrow. And the medevacs are intercepting. Oh my lord. Serral is on fire right now. He is playing so good, dude. This has been a high pressure start, a really hard position. He cleansed the 3rd base. He might be able to click the command center. If he clicks the command center, that's the highest value target there. Clem is desperate. His Marines are running in. Don't be wrong, Clem still has a good army out. He's still got a 3 base of workers for the most part available. But Serral is doing a great job of making this as difficult as possible. Ooh, drop on the high ground, gets 6 workers. He lost about 6 or 7 workers there. His Lings are going to try to go back in on that 3rd. He doesn't have the APM to micro everything at once. He's going to try and just take out the depots. He did cancel the command center by the looks of it. The bio bouncing around. Clem is being such a D-bag with his micro behind the mineral lines. So hard to deal with these Marines unloading in the tight little corners. Those queens on the top open to intercept the drop, but the Marines are not making the mistake of running into it. And oh, he's microing it so well is Clem. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Awkward. Hydras instead of Hive. Nah.
Hydras instead of Hive, and then he says, no, and he says, no, he cancels it, builds the infestation. He's decided to go straight for Vipers, Adrenal Glands, 3-3 instead. Either way, it's going to be hard to get there because that 5th base is not able to get up right now. Marines are going to focus it again. He loses the hatchery, no cancel. While focusing on the Baneling run by, Clem abandons the base, doesn't lose a single unit to the Baneling run by.
I did manage to take one of my these bases.
Clem's multitasking is otherworldly. But Clem is stuck on 3 bases. You're on 4 as Serral. If Serral establishes a 5th, or gets some creep back out there, he might be okay. But I think because he's so low on anti-air, his queens have been so far back trying to stop the medevacs fly past. He needs to get those queens back out there and respread creep. But now there is a drop going into his main. He needs to split some Ling Bane up there to defend. At the same time, a big army on the front. Nice split of the army. Good Ling run by trying to come in. He's trying to morph Ling Bane. There's Libs on the front as well. What a problem this is. The Widowmine's going to get a good hit on some of his Banes. He does buy himself a moment of time. He runs in with the Ling run by one more time. The Lings are causing trouble on Clem's 3rd. It feels almost like Clem's all in on 3 base right now. Is that the case, though? I have no idea. He's got to keep this 4th alive. If we lose the 4th, Clem can play on 3 base forever. Clem does not need a 4th base if Zerg's only on 3 as well. The Queen's coming forward along with the Ling Bane. He's trying to clean this up. He wants to bring a Spore forward to help clear the Libs, because Libs cannot hit buildings, remember. Those Widow Mines do quite a bit of damage, but the Queens will take care of them. Nice cleanup. Dude, Serral right now has been taking his vitamins, man. He's playing really good StarCraft. Bane's a bit far behind, though. Marines are going to get a really good fight. He knows the Marines are going to rotate into the main, so he's already moving the Queens up to intercept, but they're a bit too far behind. He knew that drop was coming. The Queens are nearby. He's going to get himself a few medevac snipes. Clem taking big losses. Serral playing bloody good StarCraft. That 5th base is still up, but there's new Libs on the front. Clem's all in. Clem is completely all in. Serral just needs to hold. If he can defend this wave, he can do this. But Clem's killing the queens of the libs. That's 3 liberators. The spore crawler went down. He's going to take out one of the libs. He needs to be able to overwhelm the other ones. The queens had to pull back though. There's no spore crawler. He's going to try and go around that lib zone. Ling Bane running forward. Clem making this game as messy as possible. Oh, and he's still behind the mineral line. Clem, you freak.
Really high on supply as well there.
Clem even lifted his main down to the 4th.
Yeah. Wasn't too bad, I think. Maybe if I went... No, I'm really dead there, actually.
Serral just played some of the best StarCraft we've ever seen from him, man. That was crazy from that start. But then Clem did Clem things. Hot drops, bouncing around, but getting behind the mineral line. That middle base over there, he got on the high ground, then on the low ground. Up here, constantly dropping and denying that 5th behind the mineral line. He was on probably 50 workers, but he's still at 153 supply, floats his main down to the 4th, and with just the lib, mine, desperation push, manages to find the damage.
Yeah. Wasn't too bad, I think. Maybe if I went... No, I'm really dead there, actually.
He's saying, maybe if I went... And he cuts himself and says, no, I was just really dead there. I think he's basically looking at the supply and realizing he's maybe too far behind in supply.
Unwinnable there, but the one counter attack almost got me back into it.
It was unwinnable from the early game, but the one counter attack almost got him back in it. Yeah.
Let's see here.
You can see he's down in workers at this point, which is really bad versus Terran. Really bad.
It wasn't too bad, I guess. I just have no eco. I just didn't get my 5th up. Should have had like 1 spore here because I...
Spore and a creep tumor over there, yeah. Yeah, the drops up there ruined him, he says. And I think he's totally right. If he dropped a creep tumor with those queens, put a spore up there, it actually would have helped. Because this whole rotating between up the top, here, ping-ponging around, Clem really abused this positioning so well.
Oh, I didn't get any workers, actually. Oh, I did get some. No real chance at this point anymore.
Damn, that was an amazing game of StarCraft, though. What the hell, guys? All right, let's get into the game.
Not Abyssal Reef again.
Yet again. And look at that. Now up to almost 200 MMR ahead of Clem. Serral, even losing that last game, still got a pretty big window. If he can win this game, Clem knows he's never getting that rank 1 spot. Not for a while. Clem has obviously beaten him in the last 2 massive tournaments. But Serral, looking like he's the king of the ladder right now. He's going to go for the extractor trick. Now, is he doing a 15-15 opening, guys? I had
to play this game accidentally for a moment there. Forgot to make the overlord. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest.
Oh, he forgot to make the overlord. Dude, yeah, I was like, what is he doing? Oh, no. Oh, so he's meant to do... So guys, he's doing the new build that Lambo did a video about called 15 Overlord, the 15 Overlord build. So this is just a better way of doing 16 hatchery that we've just found out after like... what is it, 8 years of Legacy of the Void. Funny story, Jack Attack knew this a long time ago, but no one believed him. So he meant to go 15 Overlord, make 1 more drone, and then go 16 hatchery. And it's actually more efficient because these earlier 2 drones get out so fast and get so much of extra mining time. You get a bunch more minerals. But look, when he's at 100 minerals, he's meant to make the Overlord right now. At about 22 seconds.
Play this game accidentally for a moment there.
He made it at 24. Now that might not sound like a big mistake, but I guarantee you for Serral, that's pretty bad. That shows he was a little distracted there after that last game. Chat says he did 14 Overlord, 14 Extractor Trick last game. This one 15 Overlord. Maybe he's still experimenting. I mean, this was from a few days ago, just before Lambo released his video, so Serral might not know just yet what Lambo said about that 15 Overlord being the most efficient version. I bet you he'll be doing it next time we see him.
Probably the last game already. Getting 7 PM here. It's 3 hours of streaming. It's not too bad.
3 hours of streaming. This will be the last game, says Serral.
Well.
Yeah, I think that's wise. Past about 3 hours, your level of play does go down usually. You can still kind of just click and do stuff. Like Clem probably grinds for 8 hours at a time, I would imagine. But Serral's always been a quality over quantity sort of player. Spends a lot of time thinking about the games more than anything. Also, this wasn't the last game on the stream. He does play max packs after this game, I'm pretty sure. I think this is the last game because I skimmed the VOD. I think he plays, he already played max packs like 4 or 5 times in his stream. And he plays it once more. Every game other than the games against Clem, I believe, were EVPs. There's some good games in there as well. And max packs actually takes maps off Serral now, which is really exciting.
Okay, let's see,
because for a long time, max packs just could not beat Serral.
I think this map's pretty short, so I'm just gonna make 6 links so nothing funny happens. I want to lose 20 links to 1 Reaper.
Serral said at Home Story Cup, if you mess up at a tournament with the extractor trick, you can look silly. Yeah, sometimes pros are trying to like
my main, so
overly optimize things, where they want to build the extractor, start the drone, and then cancel the extractor all within like 0.2 of a second of each other. And that's actually unnecessary levels of optimization. So the Queen's going to move down there, push that Reaper back, and try to secure that third base. But look at how delayed this third is.
Give it a little kiss.
So annoying. Clem really taking advantage of how far away the thirds are on some of these maps to just screw Serral's entire opening up. And Serral's going to pull 2 queens down.
A little bit, that's fine.
I think he's got a new queen building in that main already to replace the one that's coming down to the natural. And this means he's not going to miss any injecting time because the main queen moves to the natural and the third queen pops in the main.
To outmaneuver him, but
so you can see he still gets to go inject. Normally you'd go inject creep tumor though, wouldn't you? I'm kind of shocked that he hasn't gone a creep tumor yet, but maybe he feels he couldn't protect it.
6-link counter attack, I mean.
Because I don't know if he's going to have enough money to spend all this lava just yet.
We're going to expect this.
Little link counter attack. This is like the classic anti-Clem maneuver. But you want to wait till the Hellions leave. So you want to wait probably 5 to 10 seconds. I'd say going at about 3:45.
It's fine. I think it dies.
Creep tumor barely survives. That's good. He's going to click it in now. Yeah, 3:43 is when he clicks it in. Hellions should already be moved out on the map. Unless it's a 2-on-1. Hellions pop. Ah, he should have gone earlier maybe. He gets 1 Marine. Gets 2 Marines. And mining time. It's not terrible.
Yeah, you're going to have this here annoying him. He's going to be very frustrated.
He says, I'm going to have this Ling annoying him. It's going to be have him very frustrated. He also sees the starport with no add-on, guys, which is massive. Oh, I got to remember that creep spread trick. That's huge. I keep forgetting you can do that on this map. We used to do that way back.
I could have went for the all-in as well.
6-7 years ago when this was in the map pool. I think he said he could have gone for the all-in here. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe feeling like Clem wouldn't have seen it coming. He sees the extra barracks going down. Very standard follow-up. He should be expecting that lib to arrive any moment now. He's already got a spore placed to counter the lib there. Double Evo at his third. I hate the placement of that Evo chamber. It creates a wall off behind the mineral line. Unlikely to really matter too much, but there are situations where you do get cramped up with those buildings. So it feels a little bit awkward. It's not a big Hellion commitment. Liberator's in behind the natural. Quick response. Oh, look at that. He tells him to return minerals and then hold position. Beautiful. Oh, don't lose that. Don't lose the queen. Clem, though. Does he come to... Oh, he's so good at juking and jiving, isn't he? Ling's got some good surface area. He moves the spore. Moves the drones back to mining. Beautiful play here. And the Liberator, of course. It keeps coming in from different... Clem's such a D-bag! Oh my god, Clem Liberator. I've played against the Clem Liberator a few times. And every time I do, I'm just stunned. I'm like I literally, the only way I don't take damage against this opening, when I play Clem, I just sit on 45 workers. I'm like, I just can't drone my third. I need so much defense to deal with this because Spore Crawler does nothing against his lib because his lib just keeps moving around. It just changes spot, changes position, changes position. Yeah. It's so funny. At this level, the Liberator doesn't do damage. It forces distraction and other mistakes to happen. Serral's supply blocked on 98. That's the damage the Lib does. That and the missed injects and the distraction, which allows the Hellions to do damage. And this is what's so interesting about high-level StarCraft is high-level StarCraft isn't about, oh, this does specifically this one thing. Oh, this kills drones. This does this. It's this tries to do this, and then it forces them to do this other thing to counter it, and then I do this thing to counter their counter. We go down this whole realm of reactions, and at some point, one player starts to slip up and make mistakes, and that's where the damage comes. Is extra spores worth it? No, you're much better off having an extra queen behind the natural. but because the Hellions were attacking and killed the queen on the front, he felt he needed all of his queens on the front to defend the Hellions. But you always want to have at least one queen so it can just easily do damage whenever he moves around like that. Serral almost gets a medevac, gets a bunch of Marines, but then the medevac comes back in and saves them.
Some damage.
Oh, this is why you need a queen behind the mineral line. Like I said, you can't just be leaving the queen on the south side of the hatchery there. Yeah. So you're injecting queen. Every time he injects on his natural, he should inject and then shift-click her back behind the edge. Having good overlord coverage is good as well, but Clem pushed the overlords back a little bit with the auto attack. Oh, and he's so quick to react. Even while stimming and scanning on the front, he sees the queen and his liberator rotates back around the top. It's just like it's a stress test. It's can you handle, and now the liberator might even sneak into the main base. Can you handle this constantly forcing reactions? And what Clem does is he stacks up all these reactions while macroing perfectly behind it. And this is how he exerts his speed, his mechanical advantage over you in the game. Nice transfuses on those queens. Good transfuses, very good transfuses. But Serral needs to get control of that 5th base as well, that liberator. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. I don't know if his 2-2 started. He's going infestation, but he seems to have a good drone count. His supply is good. But just the level of togetherness and organization you need to deal with this stuff is staggering. Oh, he's got 2 spores on the natural and the liberator still finds a hole. Oh my lord. I think the liberator's still alive. He rotates behind the natural, spore crawler kills it. The double spore finally dealt with the lib. Finally. But this 5th base, there is no way you defend this. Don't even try. Give it up. Take the 5th in the north. Good Ling counterattack, but Hellbats and a tank. The Hellbats. He's going to commit because he has enough Lings. He can overwhelm it. He is going to overwhelm it pretty nicely. Good spready there. Banelings coming in. They're not going to quite connect, but great counterattacks. He's got to take that northern 5th base. 4 bases is enough for now, especially when he's pushing Clem off his own 3rd. Serral playing such good StarCraft today. Banelings and Lings.
Got my Banelings. My Lings don't do anything.
Every Baneling got focused. There was like 6 Banelings there. There was only 6 Marines.
That base is terrible. I should have just taken this one.
That base is terrible. I should have just taken this one. He's realizing in real time because he hasn't played a lot on this map. Absolutely. The 5th base he took, he never should have taken in the first place because it presents this attack angle that is awful to defend. Hydras need to shuffle forward. There we go. Hydras shuffle forward. They kill the tank and then pull back. Nice move. But he's lost a lot of Ling Bane. Oh, he's trying to morph overseers to heal up there and, of course, give some Widowmine detection. He needs more Ling Bane. Clem is fighting too efficiently. He does have a few more Lings going around the top right. He's going to send those in. Probably has a Baneling run by in the near future. Actually, I think they're Banelings. They're going kind of slow. Baneling run by, but they go into Sensor Tower range. So he tries to steer them around the right side, but they still drift into Sensor Tower range because of that wall off. Let's see. I'm pretty sure there's no way Clem gets caught off guard, right? Oh! Clem a little slow to react, actually. A lot of stuff going on in this game. Even the world champion bleeds and makes mistakes sometimes. Gets a few good hits. Serral needs that 5th base. He also needs gas. I think he might need one more gas geyser. For now, though, he's erring on the side of having a bit less gas and a bit more minerals, which is the safer way to play.
Nothing to scream about, but...
Here we go. Oh my god, that's a lot of Widow Mines. Good spreadies on the fly. Very good spreadies on the fly. But can he actually chase this army back? Manual detonation. He manually just blew up on that Widow Mine to make sure it couldn't fire. There was one Widow Mine that was about to fire. He wasn't going to kill it in time, so he let his Banelings blow up to kill it. Really nice detail there for Serral. I think he just upgraded Frenzy. Frenzy's actually really quite good for the Hydras.
Do some maneuvers there.
Okay, Changelings coming forward. 5 bases established. Creep control minimal. Does he have money for +3 carapace? I assume he started it, but I'm not sure. It's always hard to tell because he just selects it in like the blink of an eye. From control group 6, presses the upgrade hotkey, and then does something else. And if your eyes aren't glued to this wireframe, there's no way to realize when he's done it. So I imagine he's gone carapace. Oh, there we go. We can see 3-3. He actually has 3-3 on the way. 3/4 of the way done at 11 minutes. 3-3. Wow. That's crazy. Unless one of those is a range upgrade, but I don't think so because they're perfectly synced up. The range upgrade's a lower tier, so they would be...
I lost everything there. That's perfect.
Oh no! That Widowmine just killed like 12 Banelings.
It's a little hard because I lost everything.
It's a little hard? My gosh, understatement of the century. I'm surprised Serral isn't malding. He does drag a Widowmine onto Clem's army though. Really nice Widowmine drag, and he's got Vipers coming out. I also think he just built an Ultra Cabin. Oh, this is a pretty big army. He loses all of his Banes. Ling's getting overwhelmed, though. He needs more Overseers on this south side. He just morphed more Overseers there. He should send one from the main army. Because otherwise, yeah, he's having to spend so much APM just defusing these Widow Mines with single Zerglings right now. It is funny that I call it defusing, but I mean, I think when it comes to Zerg, they don't really care about one Zergling, right?
Necessary, but
3 Banelings blowing up on a Widow Mine, not great trade for him, but at least he's... Oh man, Clem's just abusing that spot. I don't know if you can take this base. The Vipers are going to go south to Parasitic Bomb those, but that means this big army on the top doesn't have the support.
Every Baneling there.
Oh, he just lost all of his Banelings again. I think Serral's starting to crumble under the pressure a little bit, man. Clem is just overwhelming his nervous system right now, right? It's just so many inputs being forced out of Clem. You have to spread. You got to deal with the 2-prong. You got to try and push this back. You know, in, out, in, out, in, out. Clem looking for those big mistakes. Clem was not fast to a 4th and 5th base this game. There is still a chance here for Serral, but we'll see how he does. 6th base is up for Serral, but it's on that ledge. Hard to put anyone able to actually mine there. Queen tanks a shot, as does the Zergling. Great cleanups. Single Zergling goes down there as well. Dude, there's one more Widow Mine on the high ground, I believe. Oh, just there it is. Yeah, he cleans it up. Good move, good move. Lurker Den. It was a Lurker Den, not an Ultra Cavern. It's finished now. He started upgrades. Vipers. He's got to be careful not to lose those Vipers. Dude, he gets a big surround. He gets some Parasitic Bombs. He crushes the south. He's got to defend on the north, though. He just crushed that. He's got 4 drones in his army, guys. He has not noticed. 4 drones are going to arrive in a fight on that north side, and Serral's going to get a little bit triggered by that. He accidentally, when he was control grouping his eggs, didn't control click the eggs. So he actually control grouped the drones he was building and the eggs, all the lava, which means overlords are accidentally going to come to his army as well, I believe. Then again, I don't see them, so maybe he clicked it out so fast I didn't even realize. Frenzy to chase down the Medivacs. Baneling's getting on top. Clem a little slow to respond. Ooh, okay, this is intense now. Serral's turn to finally take the fight to the Terran side of the map. Terran is on 5 bases, Lurkers, sieging on the low ground. Very nicely done. And he's going to start taking a 7th. 7 bases versus 5 is playable for Zerg. The problem is if Terran gets just mass command centers, then takes a 6th, then a 7th, those ghosts are going to cause problems. He does abduct a ghost, but the second one misclicks on a Marine. 1 Viper goes down, 1 survives. Hydroling Bane Lurker trying to hang on. Marines on the right side dancing their dance. Medivacs taking down 2 Medivacs. Very nicely played. A couple of Zerglings defusing those Widow Mines. Widow Mines produce so fast, guys. Looks like Serral there. There was 3 Widow Mines there, in fact. He's trying to clean it up while microing on this side, but he's getting overrun there on the right side of the map. He needs another Viper, and he needs more units on the front. He also needs to respread his creep and do all that stuff, but my god, the amount of APM to move through the map, the amount of attention to somehow never run into those Widow Mines is staggering. Okay, here we go. Hydroling Bane, let's go, let's go, let's go. He doesn't have Banelings. He doesn't have Banelings. Great fight for Clem. He's even got a random Hellbat in the mix. Good fight for Clem at the start. Once the Banelings arrive, he has to pick up and get out of there. Clem still does not have a 6th base. There's a burrowed Zergling denying the base that we know Clem's going to go for, which is this base right here. And Serral, he's looking for an engagement on this army, but he needs to go Infestors, and he needs to do it soon. He's got 3 Vipers back on the way, which is great, but 2 of them haven't popped yet. And every second he goes by without Spellcasters, the more these Medivacs are able to do the thing. The Banelings do blow up the Widow Mines. Ouch, 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 ouch. I agree, Serral. We are no longer max. We do not have extra resources. He's transferring workers, but you can tell he feels a little bit like he's being pressed into a corner. Clem is clearly maxed out right now. He's probably got a little bit of bank as well. And it feels like the efficiency and the engagements for Clem over the last few minutes is probably putting him, I would guess, at a 14,000 resource lost advantage. Purely pulling that number out of my arse. I'd need the replay to know, but I would guess 14,000 resources more efficient for Clem in this game. Earlier trades weren't that bad for Serral, but the last few fights have not really gone well enough for him, in my opinion. See what he can do. Oh, Widow Mines getting some decent hits, but actually the Lingbane mass survives. He does abduct the lids. 1 Parasitic Bomb on those Medivacs would be so nice. It's so hard to tell how much you kill in these engagements as a Zerg, though, because so much picks up into the Medivacs. The question is, did I kill 2 ghosts or 10 ghosts in that fight? I don't know. I don't think Serral does either. As much as Serral's an amazing god tier player, I don't know if he can read these situations that well. I think there's a lot of just trying to figure out what's happening on the fly. Problem, southern side of the map has no creep spread, no active tumors. He needs to respread that creep. Clem's not going to give him time to get going, though. Lings are on top. Widowmines, oh god, does it detonate some Banelings? Decent chase. Decent chase. He pushes him back. He's going to try and click some Lings in. Splits a Zergling to take the front. Widowmine. There's a second Widowmine, but it doesn't kill them all. He's still got Lings in the base. That's a very cheap set of units. He doesn't mind losing them, but he has to deny this 6th base. If he can deny the 6th base, the 7 base Zerg going to 8 base will overwhelm. Abducting on the Medivacs. They just picked up Bio. I think they just picked up Bio. I'm not sure if he got the full Medivacs or not, but that is the move. If you have Hydras out, always abduct. Do not parasitic bomb. When your opponent's trying to evac like that, that's how you do it. He's going to frenzy to take down the command center. Unfortunately for him, there are libs in the back of his base, guys. And those libs, you know what those libs like to do? Those bloody libs with their socialism, they're going to ruin the economy. That's 100% what Serral's thinking right now. He's got to break in and take him out. More libs getting abducted. Ling Bane trying to roll forward. Hydra's doing what they can. Planetary SCV having some problems. Planetary goes down, knocking Clem back to 4 base, but only temporarily. You've got to be careful throwing that many Banelings away. Is it a good move? Yes, but you have to pull back and be defensive, and these libs are finding holes everywhere. Oh my god. I thought Serral was rock solid, but you know what? Clem is a magician who makes a rock solid thing porous. He finds holes where there aren't any. This man just is a freak, and playing against him has to be so frustrating. Beautiful hold position spready there for Serral. He's still moving the spores and the queens around in the north. Bio, oh, a Bio squad splits off to find his 7th base. He does have an 8th one coming up in the north, but it's the drones that really matter. He can't be affording to lose those. Then again, wait, why'd he pull back?
I lost that base.
I thought he could overwhelm there. The Medivacs were too far away to pick up. He had the surround. I thought he was going to parasitic bomb the Medivacs and go for the surround. I think he could have committed there. I could be wrong. Everything's happening too fast for my pea-sized brain to comprehend. I hope my commentary is translating some of what we're seeing on screen. But I also hope none of you have motion sickness, because I understand what it's like trying to follow the viewpoint of the greatest player of all time. It is ridiculous, man. Ling Bane Viper coming forward. Oh, Clem's so good at pulling back. Vipers need to drop those parasitic bombs, but he doesn't want to get sniped. Does not want to get sniped. Lurkers on the left. Hydra Bane on the right. He's looking for that classic Zerg Sanger right now, guys. We're talking about a big, juicy Baneling Lurker sandwich filled with Terran meat. We're talking about those pink, fragile humanoid bodies. That's right, those silly... Oh! Widowmine hits him on the Ling Bane. Let's stop with the memes and just commentate, because there's too much happening. Lurkers are pushing forward on this left, trying to deny the 6th base once again. I'm sure Clem has just floated new command centers down to his 5th, and also the 6th trying to be taken. But look at that, it's a counterattack. Oh, Clem! He knows that Serral's a very defensive guy. Serral, rather than trying to force his way in, Clem sends his whole army across the map for the double base snipe. Will he get it? Will he get it? Serral needs to commit. If he doesn't commit, if he loses the other hatchery, he might be screwed. He's trying to pick the fight, but the Widowmine count, the Marauder count, very scary. Blinding Cloud comes in, Parasitic Bomb as well. The Banelings are just doing nothing. Lurkers are going to counterattack at the same time. He needs more Lings. Serral is maxed. He kept the base... Dude, Serral kept both bases alive. How? If you burrow, you do block the Widowmine damage if they don't have detection there, guys. If he doesn't get the scan down, you block everything except the splash damage. You still take the 40 AoE, but not the 100 or 140 direct. Unfortunately, all the Lurkers just got taken out. Hydras go after the Ghost. Great frenzy to go forward. I think it's called like, I don't know, adenosopal muscular surge or something like that. I don't know. I just call it thrust or frenzy. But he does frenzy thrust forward, gets some Ghosts, but not as many as you'd like. And now Clem has him pinned. Split push, far left and far right of the map. If you lose either of these positions, you might be screwed as Serral, who's losing his Vipers. Parasitic Bomb, but he does lose the Viper. Hydraling Bane gonna have to fight. Oh, abusing that ledge so well. Oh, you dirty ledge abuser, Clem, you. Clem playing some very good StarCraft right now. You could tell Serral's mouse movement getting frantic. The adrenaline pumping through this man's veins right now must be absolutely insane. Overseer is there. The Viper's going to throw a Parasitic Bomb. Not enough Hydraling Bane to deal with it. Still no new 7th hatchery in the south, which means Serral has only really got a couple bases mining. As long as Clem's dropping mules on those new bases, his economy is probably better than Serral's right now. You need to defend a larger portion of the map as a Zerg to maintain a similar economy to the Terran. The mobility normally allows you to do that.
End up losing this game. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, he's basically calling. He's saying, how did I end up losing this game? That's actually kind of crazy. He was in a good spot, but man, Clem is a wizard, and he found a way back in this. Serral was ahead, it felt like, for a while, but I mean, he's mining with orbitals, not even planetaries right now. Like, Clem's economy is very low. I don't think he's dead. I don't think Serral's dead. Serral has called it as being a defeat, and then won about 5,000 times in his career, right? Especially when he's streaming. He does this all the time. He's like, oh, I'm dead. This sucks. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, well. And then he ends up fighting really hard and winning. I don't know if it's some sort of subconscious stress release valve where he's like, well, let's just play around and micro some units. He's looking for the Omega Fungal. There is a creepy boy infestor coming from behind. Remember, 5 minutes ago when I said he needs to go infestors, maybe 7 minutes ago, if he had an infestor or two out, I think he could have done this earlier. He misses the fungal. That was not a well-placed fungal. His mouse hand seemed to just slip a little bit there. If he landed the fungal and the parasitic bomb together, it would have been massive. Clem, good spready. I mean, it's still a good fungal, get some units. But look at that. Clem with his libs in the back door. Dude, honestly, I don't know what Clem's search history looks like, but I'm going to imagine it's got all sorts of backdoor surprises and friggin' sneaky wrong entrance surprise. Just how is he always finding the spot, man? And the Liberators just hang out for so long. So, speaking of Liberators,
I lost this game, honestly.
I think I've lost this game, honestly, says Serral. He is stressed right now. He won the first two. Clem managed to win that third one, despite it being nail-bitingly close. And it looks like in an insanely close fourth game, Clem might be able to do it again. Snipes the Northern Hatchery, and the Southern Hatchery is getting very low. Can't mine from there either, but it's still an orbital. Clem's economy is still fragile, man. Vipers were looking for a fungal. Infestor does not get scanned. The fungal boy is still underground, doing what he can. Widowmine hits as many Marines as anything else. Infestor goes down, tries to unburrow to throw the fungal, doesn't quite get it. Vipers have to pull back. Lings causing a ruckus. I actually think Clem's fifth base is not a planetary as well. I don't think Serral realizes that middle base, the one right in the center, middle, that, because he killed the planetary earlier, I don't think Clem remade it. I think Clem floated a base there. I would guess it's not a planetary right now. He could get Lings in that base as well and really make it hard for Clem. He's going to go for it. Where's the fungal? Fungal on the Metavacs and the Ghosts. The Hydra Frenzy as well, but the Vipers weren't close enough. Oh, okay. Drones are killing a Widowmine on that side of the map. Dude, if he got the parasitic bombs, he could have killed all the Metavacs. He's looking for it again. He's looking for it again, but he doesn't land it on the bio. The Infestor goes down to Widowmines. He's not able to get the Vipers in range. Clem avoiding the Wombo combo again and again. Oh, Serral, he was so close this game. Clem, it doesn't feel like Clem has a lot of economy, but just his micro is so good, he doesn't need a lot of economy to win, and that's the real problem. Point blank of ducks go down there. Serral, he's just overloaded, man, as you should be. Playing 4 games in a row versus Clem has got to be one of the most painful experiences, and you know, people say StarCraft's too stressful as a game, and I always say, when you get to higher level, you get to settle into your muscle memory, you get to really play things, and there's a lot of like rhythm and kind of habits flowing, and it actually feels relaxing sometimes when you're in your flow state. I don't think anyone's ever played a relaxing game of StarCraft versus Clem in their entire life. I don't think it exists. I think this happens when you're playing a game that's very comfortable. You're both macroing, doing builds you've done many times before. The interactions are standard. I don't think there's such a thing as a standard interaction with Clem, because everything he does is so in your face. Dude, Serral is still making this nail-bitingly close. He's still looking to deny the 6th base. The 5th base has got to be out of minerals at 25 minutes or close to for Clem. The lurkers are causing problems. Serral just only has 1 base of mineral mining. He's all in with this army. He's denying the base. There's still a Liberator on the left denying his long-distance mining there. That Liberator on this base is the only thing defending it. His single Hydra is going to kill that Liberator. The Ghost trying to snipe the one lurker. He's babysitting that lurker like his life depends on it. And that's because it does. It does depend on it. If he can get rid of these 2 command centers, the dream might be alive. With 1 hatchery mining, maybe, but Widow mines absolutely smother Serral's dreams. Lings come over along with a parasitic bomb. Serral is going to pull back. He has long distance mining, and he's got a full mineral mining base on the left. Man's mining maybe 1,000 minerals a minute right now. Clem, if he drops a new command center and drops mules, which you know he will be able to mine a few thousand minerals. We don't know what his orbital count is. Maybe it's pretty low. Maybe it's very high. We really don't know. Oh, full medevac goes down. Oh, Serral says, eat my Hydralist D-bag. He's going to send his Hydras back, or send a Hydra back. He's going to try and fight here again. Widow Mines, he's trying to drag them on top of Clem. Does get a decent bit of friendly fire on top there. Hydras are here, but the Lings get shredded. And that's just too many units going down.
That's a big now. I'm a bit sad after that one, I'll have to admit.
I'm a bit sad, I'll have to admit. I love it, Serral.
A really big throw.
It was a really big throw. I don't think this was that big a throw.
Eco, because he has mules, like he's mining 10 bases there.
He has mules, he's mining 10 bases, I'm mining 1.
That was a really big throw, holy moly.
This map's hard.
I can't believe I lost that.
I can't believe I lost that, holy moly. I was so far ahead. I guess maybe he was further ahead than I realized. I think the big mistake that Serral's going to look at when he GG's, that 5th base location he took on the ledge, and he just took some really bad fights trying to keep that alive. And if he instead counterattacked really hard, or just took this northern base here as his 5th instead.
That was such a sad game, honestly. That was such a free win. I can't believe I lost it. I don't remember what.
It's such a free win, but I lost it.
Oh my god, that was such a sad game, honestly. That was such a free win. I can't believe I lost it. I don't remember at what point I threw it really hard, but it was actually a frustrating one.
A frustrating
winning
one?
So hard, I can't believe I lost it. I mean, I split that in the end. And
what we see there is obviously he should have gone back, looked at the replay. And he should have actually gone and checked it, but he couldn't even bear to look at any more of the replay. He literally said a few seconds ago, I can't even remember where I threw it, but I threw it so bad. I was so far ahead. And he can't even though pros normally skim through the replay, he's just like, nope, that game was too painful. He will probably like 8 hours later having a shower or something or walking his dog. This game will be like processing in the back of his brain. And he'll be like, I am never taking this 5th base here ever again. I am always taking this 5th base here and then this 6th base because that ridge line is so hard to fight Terran on. That ridge, it's already hard to defend this base when they push up this ridge, but this base is just bad, and it gave Clem such an angle to keep picking him apart. Dude, what a fantastic set of games though. This is really cool because Clem has, to a certain extent, some would say, dominated Serral recently. I actually think their games at Home Story Cup were already way closer than EWC. And I think these games here were even closer again. So I cannot wait until the next time Serral and Clem play in a Premier tournament. This is probably the best StarCraft I've watched in quite a while. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to go over to Serral's stream. It's twitch.tv/Serral. That's all it is. Links down below in the description. And if you subscribe, you can watch videos like this because he does clear his videos every now and then. He'll wipe all of his old ones. But I'm watching this. Apparently this was yesterday. This one was streamed. Last stream before Christmas holidays, ? And give him some support, show the greatest player of all time some love. The fact that we get to hear his thought during the game, before, afterwards, and actually hear his like real-time emotions as well is so rare. We used to never have this with the best players in StarCraft. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Goodbye and good night.